Hello and welcome to Hot as Hell with Chrissy. If my voice sounds a little bit strange, it's because it is currently 6:14 a.m. on Wednesday, the 29th of July. I have just got up, and I wanted to record this podcast before I go on holiday because I love recording my podcasts and I don't want to miss one. Um, this podcast episode is going to be a bit of an update episode. It's not going to be super long, but I want to talk to you about a few changes that I have made in my business and why I've made them. So, a couple of weeks ago on my social media and on my email list, I updated everyone, letting them know that I was retiring the Mum Boss. I can't even talk. I can't even say it. The Mum Boss method. And that was a really emotional thing for me to do. And I wanted to tell you a little bit more about why. And if you saw my social media posts and my emails about it, you will have read that. But here's where I can give you a little bit more detail and a little bit more about what's going on, and what it is and what it isn't. I have been the mum boss for a really long time. I think like 5 years. When I first started my business, it was Confidence with Chrissy, and I soon moved away from that into the mum boss method. And a couple of things happened in the last couple of weeks that really made me realize it was time to move direction. And some of them are a bit woo, so I'm very sorry if you're not very woo. But if you've ever watched my YouTube or my content or been on a call with me, you will know that behind me, on the pink wall behind me, for the last year or so, I've had a neon The Mum Boss sign, like my logo behind me. And when I bought that a year ago, my very good friend Emma said to me, well, it wasn't when I bought it, it was a couple of months after it. She was like, I don't know that you're the mum boss anymore, Chrissy. And I was like, not listening to you. I've just spent money on this sign and redecorated my room pink. Like, no, I am the mum boss. But I'm not going to lie, whilst redecorating my room fuchsia pink and buying that sign felt really right. When she said that to me, it kind of triggered something in my head. And over the last couple of weeks, a few things happened. Now, I know the logical reason for these things happening. The first one is in the absolutely horrendous heat that we've had. The glue on the Mum Boss sign started melting. And so a couple of times, parts of the sign fell off and frightened the life out of me. And I managed to fix them and get them back on. But the H from the just kept slipping. And it was like a little bit of a sign, like literally, it was a sign, but it was also a sign that something wasn't right here. And then, as you will know, if you have been around me for a while, this time last year, I created Hotter Than Hell and started talking about hot as a concept that doesn't just mean what you physically look like. And through all of that work that I did, more and more women came to me and said, oh, do I have to be a mum to work with you? And I was like, no, you don't have to be a mum to work with you. I'm the mum boss. That's what I call myself, but it doesn't describe you. I mean, you can be a mum boss, but you don't have to be a mum to be a mum boss. And I just started noticing that, the more I was talking about living a hot life, getting hotter than hell, the more I was moving away from the mum boss. And then I was having some conversations with some more great friends of mine, Leanne and Haley, and we were talking about each other's business and what we see as outsiders from each other's business. And, one of the things Leanne said is, maybe the mum boss just doesn't describe it well enough. And that was it. Like that with the sign just made so much sense. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I need to do something about it. And so what I ummed and ahed over was, am I going to lean into hot? I've obviously changed this podcast name to Hot as Hell. Am I going to lean into hot, or do I just go to coaching under my own name, change all my social media to my own name and stuff like that? And I thought long and hard about it. And I love using the concept of hot to describe what I do and how I help women. And so that was it. The decision was made, and the business became the Hot Life. What I want you to know, though, is that it is more than just a name change. This is a whole ethos change. And that's not that I'm moving away from you should be fit, healthy, strong as you age. My hair is molting because I washed it yesterday and I can feel it like tickling down my back. Sorry about that. Um, yes, I believe all of that stuff. But the reason I've chosen the Hot Life, and the reason this is more than just a change to the name of my business, is because I consistently see that women over 40 constantly believe that they need to expect less of this time of their lives, less energy, less confidence, less sex, less fun, less ambition, and less life. And the Hot Life exists to challenge that expectation, the expectation that they're putting on themselves, but the expectation that they maybe think the rest of the world is putting on them, whether that's true or not. I've since changing my business name and talking more about this in my social media, I've had some women like challenge me, like who tells women that they should expect less? I'm going to sneeze, which is really inconvenient. Oh no. Excuse me. Um, and that kind of challenge from other women has been less. Most women have said, absolutely, yes, I agree with this. I expect less of myself. I think I don't have the permission to have all of these things. And I think the rest of the world expects that of me too. And I absolutely believe that, I mean, I could say the second half of life can be the hottest half, but I would really hope that if you are a woman over 40, you are expecting more than 40 years left of your life. Like I think we should all want to be living longer than 80, right? So I'm challenging the belief that women should just accept a quieter, smaller, less exciting, less happy life. I'm I'm challenging this expectation and assumption that your body will change and there's little you can do about it, and that confidence fades, and that being tired and frumpy and invisible and at everyone else's beck and call is simply what happens from here on out. And I say otherwise, and the Hot Life says otherwise, because I believe that you matter. I believe you matter whatever age you are, by the way, but because I am 46 and the majority of the women who come and work with me are over 40, I believe that you matter just as much when you are 40 and older than you did when you're younger than 40. And I believe this can be the most exciting time of your life. And in fact, I've just opened my WhatsApp, and for those of you that don't know, in my village, I run um, something called the Last Diet Club Local, which is like my anti-dieting club in my village. And in I'd been challenging people in my Facebook community as well to like do something that they don't ordinarily, like, that they keep putting off. And one of my ladies who the legend that is Leslie, if you've been a long time listener, you will have heard of Leslie, um, she'd said that she keeps putting off open water swimming, and this was literally days ago, and this last night, so I've read it this morning, she's put open water swimming session booked. That's hot life. That is taking something that you keep telling yourself that you can't do for whatever reason, whether it's, oh, I can't do that because I'm too old, or because I don't have enough time, or because I'm a bit scared of it, and just doing it. That is the hot life. She's just on it. Okay. Because she matters too, because what she wants matters too. And that's exciting. And did I say this already? Leslie is my oldest client, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud of everything that she has achieved. And so it's this part of your life, and the hot life is not about trying to be your younger self again. It's not about trying to be 25 again. It's about protecting your energy, holding your boundaries, looking after your body, having more fun, wearing what you want, booking the open water swimming, and building the rest of your life on your own terms. And it's about refusing to let age, society, the fitness industry, which, gosh, I could go on about that so much, or anybody else decide what a woman over 40 should look like, should wear, should feel like, or should become. And I'm so excited that I'm really bringing this forward because it feels so right. And what it doesn't mean is that if someone wants to lose weight, should they not come and work with me? Yeah, of course they can come and work with me. I got to this. I started my business because I went on a fat loss journey. I went on a fitness journey. But the core decision behind why someone would come and work with me, whether it's to lose weight, to get fitter, to get stronger, to feel more confident in their clothes, to um, to have a more fulfilled life, is because you've made a decision that you matter to, and that you are done waiting for the time to be right, and the stars to align, and for things to calm down. Because come on, me and you both know things are never going to calm down. Like, our diaries are always full. And what happens is you make that decision that you matter and that you're done waiting, and you then come and work with me. And the method is that it's the woman method, right? The HOT woman method. And HOT stands for higher daily standards. So setting higher daily standards for yourself every day, having that expectation of yourself every day. Ownership, taking ownership for your actions, for your thoughts, for your beliefs, for your excuses, and then also taking the lead in your own life. And what that means is being the main character of your own life, not the person that sits and watches in the sidelines. That's what makes you a hot woman. That's how you create a hot life. And so you can see that using that hot woman method means that you could be wanting to lose some weight. You could be wanting to be fitter. You could think, I need to just start looking after my body a bit more because I know that that will make me happier, feel better every day, and feel, stronger and more like emotionally stronger as well as physically stronger. And that's what you decide is that you need, and you get that by higher daily standards, ownership, and taking the lead. And this is why looking after your body will always be a part of what I do, always be a part of what I do, because I fully believe that you have, like, here are some of my like hot codes, if you like. I'm putting these into a document, but I've said you matter too several times. Two of the big things that I really, really believe in are: you get one life, stop wasting it by waiting. and you get one body, so stop treating it like crap. And if you know me well enough, if you've stepped a bit closer to my world and you know me, you know that those two things are really close to my heart at the moment with what my family are going through. You get one life and you get one body, and you need to stop waiting and you need to stop treating it like crap. So I didn't script this, by the way. You can probably tell. I hate scripting my podcast. Much prefer to just talk to you from the heart. But I'm going to be coming back with some more podcast episodes, talking to you a bit more about the hot life. And I'm going on holiday today, but I'm pre-recording some episodes to make sure that you hear from me whilst I'm away. The next one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to expand a bit more on the hot code. So I can't wait to dig into that with you. But I hope that that kind of explains a little bit more about why I've said goodbye to the Mum Boss method. I'm not going anywhere. The work I'm doing isn't going anywhere. In fact, it becomes more important. If you want to know how you can work with me, come and get in touch with me. I've popped some links in the show notes on how you can do that, or come and find me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm also on TikTok. But yeah, have a great week. Thanks for listening. See you later.